Hello everyone, this is SQL Depository and you are watching module number 3 of AWS CLI. In this video, we will create an IAM user using the CLI. In the last video, we have already created another IAM user using the UI and we are going to use that user to create new user. So I will go to command prompt and then type AWS configure. And I've already given the access key ID and the access key, so I don't have to provide it again. I can just go ahead and hit enter, but in your case, if you have not already configured, then you will have to provide the access key ID and the access key, and then you will be connected. So if you have not watched last video, I've done this there. You can go ahead and watch that video and then come back to this video again. So I will hit enter and I'm connected. So I will go in the same flow. First, I will create the group. Then I will attach that group to the policy. And then I will create a new user. Then I will create the access key for that user. And then I will add that user to the group. And then this user will have the permission. And then I will connect again. So I will run AWS configure again, but this time I will connect with the new user. Okay. So these are the commands, but I will provide these commands in the description below, so you don't have to write any of these. But if you want to change the names, like I've used AWS admins as the group name, the username is administrator. So if you want to change those names, you can always go ahead and change those names, but otherwise you can copy these commands from the description directly. Okay, so the first command is AWS IAM create group, and then you will have to provide the group name. Then second command is attach group policy, where you will have to provide the group name and the policy ARN. Policy ARN, I'll walk you through when I will run this command. Then you will have to create the user using create user, and then once user is created, you will have to create the access key, and then you will have to attach this user or add this user to the group. I've not written that command, so let me write that command also first. So AWS IAM, and then the command is add user to group, and then as you want to add this user to the group, then you will have to provide both the group name and the username. So the group name is AWS admins and the username is administrator. Okay, so I'm going to copy this first command, paste it here, and it should create a group with the name AWS admins for me. Now it has created the group for me, and it has displayed the information related to the group, which is good. Now I want to select or I want to fetch the information related to all the groups that I have, or I want to set get the information related to any particular group. Then how exactly I can do that? I've just created a group, so let me go ahead and run a CLI command to fetch the information related to this group. So for this I will write AWS IAM get group, then the group name, and the group name is AWS admins. Hit enter and it will give you the information. Oops. Okay, I've given the wrong command. It should not be get groups. It should be get group. So you should get the information now. Okay, you have got the information, and this output is in JSON format. So if you are not interested in this entire output, then and you just want to know, just say you just want to know the group ID. So how exactly you can do that is just run the same command again with one more parameter, which is query, and I just want group dot group ID. So group is the main document name and this group ID is inside it. So you will have to query in this way, and once you will hit enter, you should only get the group ID this time. Okay, so as you can see, you have got only the group ID, but it is inside double quotes because this output is still in JSON format. So if you want this output in text format, you can use another parameter, which is output and then text, hit enter, and this time you will get the output in the plain text. Okay, so you have created the group and you also know how you can fetch the information related to the group. So now I will move to the next command, which is AWS IAM, and you want to attach the group to the policy. So the command name is attach group policy. You will have to give the group name, which is AWS admins, and then the policy ARN. Now where you can find the policy ARN? For this, I will go to AWS console, and then under the IAM management console, I will go to the policies, and then I will search for the policy that I want to use, which is administrator access, hit enter. This is the policy. Select this, and once it will be open, you should be able to see the ARN there. So here you can see the policy ARN. It is not completely loaded yet. That is why you don't see any value here, but once it will be loaded, you can copy the policy ARN. Now it is loaded, so copy the policy ARN, go back to command prompt, paste the ARN, hit enter. So it will attach the policy to the group. So after that, if any users will be added to this group, they will have the administrator permission because the administrator policy is attached to this group. Now, as the policy is already attached, so I will go ahead and run another command, which is AWS IAM create -user, and then the username, and the username is going to be administrator. So I've given the username, hit enter, and it will create the user for me. Okay, it has given some error. This is because I forgot the hyphen. That's okay. Let me go ahead and run the command again. So for all these parameters, if they are, in double part, like username and the group name or similar kind of parameters, they will always have hyphen in the middle. Okay, so the administrator user is created. So similarly, if I want to get the information related to the user, I have the command get user. I'm not going to run that. You will find the documentation, AWS official documentation for this. So you can always go ahead and go through it. But I cannot cover each and every command in this video. So I will move on to my next command, which is to create the access key. So the command is AWS IAM create hyphen access hyphen key, and the username parameter and the name of the user is administrator. Hit enter, and it will create the access key. Okay, so access key is created, and you can see access key ID here, and the secret key here. So this is important. Just copy it, keep it safe somewhere. Don't keep it in plain text file or Excel file. If you have any password vault or vault, or if you have any secret server where you can save it, keep it there, because this is highly important and sensitive data. So for now, I will just copy it in my notepad because I will need it to connect when I will run the AWS configure again, and I will connect using this user. But for now, I'm going to move to my next command, which is to add this user to the group. And the command is AWS IAM add user to group, and then group name is AWS admins, and the username is administrator. Hit enter and it will do the job for you. It will attach this user to the group, and it is done. Now as everything is done, so I should be able to run the AWS configure again, and then I should be you know should be able to connect using this access key ID and the secret access key. So as it is already displayed in front of everyone, I will go ahead and create a new access key, and I will delete this access key from the UI or from the CLI after this video, but I will keep the same user for all the remaining videos. Okay, but for now, let me use the same access key ID and the secret access key. So I will run the command AWS configure, and then let me copy this. I think I've copied the code also. Okay. And then the secret key. Okay, enter, and you are connected. So now you are connected using the new user. So what I'm gonna do is I will just fetch the information related to my group again, and then I will discuss few more, few more parameters related to it. There are many parameters to, which are available for these CLI commands, but most of them are same for all the commands, and they are the common parameters. So those parameters will be discussed anyway in this series of videos. So I'm not gonna discuss all the parameters in this video right now, but let me go ahead and uh, cover a few more parameters for you. So I will run AWS IAM get group, and the group name is AWS admins, and then we have already queried let me actually first get the output of this command so that it will be easy for you to understand. Now what I want is, so you can see it is giving me the group information and also the users information, which is attached to the, which is added to this group. So I'm not interested in all these informations, but I am pretty much interested in, uh, you know, the group ID and let's say the create date. So for this, I will have to query group because this is the main list. And then I'm interested in group ID. So group ID, but I'm also interested in create date. So for this, what I'll have to do, I will have to use square bracket, and then I will have to provide all these, all these parameters, which will be comma separated. So the other one is create date, close the square bracket and hit enter, and this time you should be able to see only the group ID and the create date. And if you want the same output in the text format, then use the parameter output, and the value will be text, and you are getting this information in the text format. Okay, so I've already covered the query and output parameter here. There will be many CLI command which will have the filter parameter also, where you can use that particular parameter to filter out the output. Right now you are just filtering out the values that you need. But what if you want to filter, suppose you are fetching the S3 bucket list, and you are interested in some particular bucket, and you want to filter out based on few properties, how exactly you can do this. So these things also will be covered in the upcoming videos, But for this video, I wanted to cover only these parameters. But I will see you again in the next video where we will start deploying the network. So first thing will be VPC. So we will deploy the VPC, and there we will learn about more parameters. Thank you for watching this video.